Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a brand new, beautiful day, and welcome to Dear Ms. T with our very own Terry Ruelle. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone from Fayetteville, Arkansas. It is a beautiful sunny day here. I think we might even hit 60 today. So we've been going in and out of some weird winter cold snaps and even had some snow, and then it warms up again. So I kind of like that because I'm from a winter state, which I enjoy winter, but the older I've gotten, the shorter I like it to be. So I hope you're all keeping warm in the north and enjoying the warmth if you're in the south or wherever you are on our blue planet. So we've been talking about the inner child and getting in touch with our inner child and getting to know her or his strengths. We've done a lot of talking, I think, most of us over the years of the wounds of the inner child, and then how important it is to heal those, because you really can't get to the strengths without healing the wounds. But the strengths also are there even before we see them that actually do help you heal the wounds. So I was looking at Claudia Black's descriptions of some of the roles that the children take on growing up in trauma or dysfunction or addiction. And of course we said, depending on the severity of the traumas will depend, on how wounded the child is and how much healing will need to take place. But Claudia Black talks about the hero that we talked about as the responsible one. He is usually the oldest. And she talks about her as, not only taking on the responsibility of the family, but often feeling isolated. But he or she also has great strengths. They can be very goal-orientated, so that can really help you in your healing. And self-disciplined, organized, have leadership skills, and be good decision makers. But that perfectionism that can come from that need to control because they feel so much responsibility can also get in the way or block taking the risk to healing. So that's something to remember and try to help yourself with. And when you're doing inner child healing, and we'll do a meditation today, you can add particular wording to your healing affirmations and messages to him or her to help heal that need to control. And the second one that Claudia Black talks about, she calls it the adjuster child. And that's kind of just the opposite. Instead of trying to control, that child tries to avoid and adjust. Some people might think of the adjuster as the lost child that we talked about with in the last program. But she has a lot of strengths too. And that is her easygoing flexibility. And he or she doesn't get real upset by negative situations. And they do have an ability to follow and maybe tend to be more open-minded to learning and growth. But they have a fear of making decisions, so that can block taking the risk for healing. So it's important to remember that the strengths are there, but you may see the wounds first, and that in healing those wounds, you can use words and pictures to help them to remove or heal those things that might block them from their healing. The third one that Claudia Black talks about is the placator. And that's the one who takes care of everyone else. And they really don't know how to take care of themselves. So that, of course, is going to make it difficult for them to take the time and always recognize that they can and deserve to do and get their own healing. But their strengths are that they're very good listeners, they're caring and giving, and usually empathic and sensitive to others. But they have difficulty focusing on themselves, and that can block their healing, like we said. So, and also sometimes it's difficult for them to receive. So that can also block healing. And they have a very high tolerance for inappropriate behavior. So all of these things you can see can become codependency in adulthood. Codependency can be, both sides of the coin. It can be either being very controlling or it can be being a doormat. And all of these things can get in the way, like I say, of us being able to heal our inner child wounds and become fully into ourselves. But because he has those strengths of being such a good listener and empathic and the other ones, that can also be a great help in healing. So those are things you want to remember that you add, like you say, to their healing when you talk to them. And then the fourth one is like the scapegoat, only she calls it the acting out child. And of course, they have difficulty expressing their own needs and relating appropriately because they're carrying most of the painful feelings that the family doesn't express. But at the same time, their strengths are that they're very high feelers and they have great honesty about their feelings. And so when they are able to start healing their wounds, they're also very good at finally being able to name them and learn how to express them and help other people even to be able to identify how they feel and express how they feel appropriately. They, of course, do have difficulty following directions in the beginning, and it's hard for them to not want to be inappropriate in their expressions, especially of anger, because they have never known a way to do it appropriately, and that can block them in the beginning with their healing. So that's important to remember when you're talking to your inner child and there's anger and acting out being expressed to you, that you have to stick with him and keep reassuring him that that their anger is not going to turn you away or keep you from helping them, and that you will help them learn how to be able to express it appropriately and release it. So we talked about today maybe going ahead and doing a meditation to see how, all these different roles or things that happen in our inner child can lead to healing and remembering and finding their strengths. And I like some of the meditations that John Bradshaw does in Homecoming. It's one of the books I listed, because he always starts out with each developmental stage. Our inner child has wounds and strengths from infancy through preschool, through elementary, through teen years, even into young adulthood. So it's important to do writing and meditative work and the exercises that are in different books that we suggested for every different developmental stage. And of course, today we would start with infancy. And he always uses the same beginning to set up your meditation for each developmental stage, which I think is real helpful because your brain, your body will get used to, okay, this is where this is my time where I'm going to go to spend with my inner child. And today we're going to get ready to meet her as an infant or to meet her, him or her in her preschool years. So if you are ready to do that, we can start. And I'll just have you sit back quietly in your chair, or you can lay on your couch if you want, but just try not to fall asleep. And you can start by just sitting quietly and becoming aware of your surroundings. Locate yourself in space and time. Feel your back and your bottom touching the chair you're sitting in. Feel your clothes on your body. Hear as many different sounds as you can hear. Feel the air in the room. And just for now, there's no place you have to go and nothing you have to do. Just be here now. You can close your eyes if you haven't already. And just be aware of your breathing. Feel the air as it comes in and goes out. Be aware of how it feels in your nostrils as you breathe in and you breathe out. If you have any interrupting thoughts, that's okay. You can just notice them. Just let them be like sentences going across your TV screen during a program. They're just going across your mind screen. The important thing is just to notice them and allow them to pass by as you continue your breathing. You can hold on to your consciousness as much as you want. Or you can let go in ways that you know which will allow you to relax. You learn to hold on and to let go as a child. And you really know just exactly how much to hold on and how much to let go. You learn the perfect balance when you learn to breathe as an infant. You learn to breathe in and hold long enough to oxygenate all your blood cells. And you learn to let go and feel the air go out. As an infant, you learned how to suck. And you learned how to suck and hold a bottle. And you let go as you tasted the warm milk. And you learned to hold on to your own bottle. And you let go when you were finished. You learned to hold on to the side of your crib and to let go when you were ready to lie back down. So you really know exactly how much to hold on and how much to let go. And you can trust yourself to find exactly what you need for you. So now you may be feeling a kind of heaviness in your eyelids, and you can just let them close tightly if that feels good. You may feel a heaviness in your jaw or your arms or your hands. And you may feel like there's even heaviness in your legs and feet. Or you may feel just the opposite, like your whole body is floating. Like your hands and arms are light as feathers. You know what you feel, heaviness or lightness. And whatever that is, it's exactly right for you. And at any time, if it feels like you need to open your eyes and walk around because it's a little overwhelming, that's okay too. You can always do that. Just open your eyes and get up. But for now, if you feel comfortable, you can just know that whatever you're feeling is exactly right for you right now. And you just breathe in and breathe out at what is comfortable for you. And now you can begin to experience some childhood memories. You might remember your first school days. And maybe you had a best friend in those days. And you might remember a kind teacher or neighbor. Can you remember a house you lived in before you went to school? What color was the house? Can you see your kitchen table or your dining room table? Who's sitting at that table? What did it feel like at that table? What did it feel like to live in that house? Now imagine or remember that house your family lived in when you were born. Imagine the room where you slept after you were born. See the beautiful infant you were. Hear your voice as you coo, cry, laugh. Imagine you could hold your cuddly little self. You are there as the wise and gentle medicine woman or medicine man. Your higher self, directly connected to Source, is viewing you in your infancy. Who else is there? Is your mom there? Or your dad? What does it feel like to be born in this house to these people? And now imagine you are that precious tiny infant looking out at all of this. And look up at the grown-up you. See yourself as this healing person. A wise medicine woman, medicine man, with the kindest eyes you've ever seen. And just yourself right now. Who knows? They are connected to eternal love, and it flows through them always to you. Feel the presence of someone who loves you. Now imagine that the grown-up you picked you up and held you. Now he or she is holding you, and hear him or her tenderly tell you the following. Welcome to the world. I've been waiting for you. I'm so glad you're here. I've prepared a special place for you to live. I like you just the way you are. I will not leave you no matter what. All your needs are okay with me. And I'll give you all the time you need to get your needs met. I'm so glad you're a boy. I'm so glad you're a girl. I want to take care of you, and I'm prepared to do that. I like feeding you and bathing you and changing you and spending time with you. In all the world, there has never been another like you. God smiled the day you were born. Now let your grown-up you put you down. Hear him or her assure you that you will never leave you. From now on, you will always be available to you. And now become your grown-up self again. Look at your precious little infant self. Be aware that you have just reclaimed him or her, and feel the sense of that homecoming. That little infant is wanted, loved, and will never be alone again. And so now you can walk out of the room and the house, and you can look back as you're walking away, and you're scrolling forward up memory lane, walking past your school, walking past your neighborhood, walking into your teenage years, walking into an adult or an early adult memory, and now walking into where you are right now. Feel your toes, wiggle them. Feel the energy come up through your legs. Feel the energy in your chest as you take a deep breath. Make a noise as you exhale. Feel the energy in your arms and fingers. Wiggle your fingers. Feel the energy in your shoulders and your neck and your jaw. Stretch your arms. Feel your face and be fully present. Be fully restored to your normal waking consciousness. And now you can open your eyes. You can just sit for a while and let yourself reflect on this experience and feel whatever you feel. Pay attention to the affirmations that touched you the most and reflect on those words, letting yourself be nourished by them. If you had any different feelings or reactions, just let yourself feel it. There's no right or wrong. It's all there to inform you and help you heal, to know what your child needs. If you had trouble visualizing, that's okay too. We all perceptualize in different ways. The healing still works. You will find the way that's right for you or that helps you the most. One of the books of Healing Your Inner Child that I posted is asking your child questions with your dominant hand, answering with your non-dominant hand. Sometimes it's drawing pictures. And sometimes it's just talking to someone about your memories. Whatever helps you helps your child heal. Okay, we got just a couple minutes for maybe some questions before we stop. If anyone has.
Susan Murray in the chat room, Terry, and I agree with her 100%. Want you to know that was a beautiful experience. And I agree with her entirely. That was phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a privilege. Okay, so we'll let you all be able to have time to reflect, hopefully, and maybe journal some. And if you decide you want to continue with these meditations for the next developmental stages, we can do that too.
Yes, please.
Okay, then we will proceed to that next time with preschool age. And like I say, just remember, take care of yourself. You're always in control. You're always in charge. If it becomes overwhelming, call me and do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you. Everybody have a wonderful rest of the month. This is the love month. I send you all much love.